this linebacking core, like we would acknowledge, and I've covered it for years and played, so I've been around it for almost 40 years. That linebacking crew that you played with you on one side and with Brian Keel on the other side, and then you had a couple of different guys you played with in the middle, whether it was Cam Jensen or it was Bauman, or I'm trying to think, did you have a third or was it mostly those two?
Yeah, Sean Doman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
IU. Yeah, we had a couple.
But you like Cam there in the middle. One of the greatest linebacking cores of all time, no question about it. You and Keel both played in the league. My junior year's team with Kurt Govea and Leon White and Kerry Whittingham and Marv Allen, those two outside guys played forever in the league together. Starters in the NFL. To me, those are always those are the two standards. The team that you played with and that '84 team for backers here. We've had some individual guys that are phenomenal, right? Yes. But I'm talking about as a unit, right?
Yep.
So now here's Jack Kelly, Harrison Taggart, and Isaiah Glasker all coming back next year. In my opinion, clearly the best in the Big 12 coming back. Where do you think they stack up as far as linebackers in the history of the program? Because you followed it for almost as long as I have.
I think they're number one, honestly. I think you stack them up there at the top. Obviously, we'll see how the numbers shake out. They're how long their careers are in the NFL and kind of what they do. But I think as a collective unit, what's fun for me to watch is they all bring us something a little bit different. I mean, frankly, Keel and I had very similar games. And then, of course, we played in a 3-4, so a little bit different scheme. This is more of a 4-3. But you look at what Isaiah Glasker brings to the table and his long ranginess, his ability to cover distance, and then quarterbacks trying to get the ball over the top of him. I mean, how difficult is that? We saw his pick against Colorado. Early in the season, it was against was it Kansas State, the one he returned for a touchdown, or Arizona maybe?
Yeah.
I lose track because he made so many plays. And then you've got, on the other side, Jack Kelly, who we saw his closing speed, his ability to spy a quarterback and mirror him. And all of a sudden, when that quarterback broke the pocket, he was on him like white on rice. I mean, it wasn't even close. And then, of course, you got Harrison Taggart, the big thumper inside. He just brings the wood. He just lowers his helmet, just crushes people, right? I mean, they all bring something a little bit different to the table, but as a collective unit, they just get the job done. And what I love about this coaching staff is they know that each one of those backers brings a little something different, so they dial up packages to take advantage of each of their strengths, right? I mean, it's not like they're asking Isaiah Glasker to go fill the B gap hard and become a thumper. No, they know that he's better in space. He's able to come up and force the run, but he's not necessarily a huge thumper. And they're not asking Taggart to go out in space and cover, right? They understand to keep him inside the box, get him to the hooks on the pass, but also bring him downhill and get after the quarterback. And so they dialed up coverages and blitzes and schemes to fit these guys' strengths and try to cover their weaknesses. And that's what's made him so special. And it's been fun to watch. And the fact that, assuming Jack Kelly, have we heard official news of whether Jack's coming back or not? We haven't heard if he's going, right?
No.
Yeah, and he didn't walk on senior day. Like, I think the plan all along is for him to come back. And they had talked with him earlier in the season. There's some things he wants to work on to improve his stock. So I think the plan is for all three of those guys to be back. And how about that? That's a nice core to start with, right?
Yeah, assuming there's no changes there. I mean, the fact they get another year together. And I'll say this about linebackers, that I had this luxury with Keel, who we played together for 2 years. You get to the point where you've had so many reps together that you understand how each other are going to fit. And you understand that when a blocker's coming, I can see Keel going to take on a blocker. I play with him so much that I know that he's probably going to take this and go inside. So let me cover up for him and see to the outside. And that's where you start to really work off each other. And so what's exciting is thinking that they've got this 1 year underneath their belt together. Now we go on to the second year and things get even better, right? And now they have even more confidence in the scheme and the system. And so they start to play a little bit more loose and they start to make even more plays. It just grows from there. And I think that's, for me, the exciting part, to get them to run it back, one more year.
Thank you for watching The Wise Guy.
If you like what you're watching, you can help us out by subscribing and hitting that notification button.